Excellent. Hello. Welcome to Masterpiece Theatre.
Yes, a wonderful film. Am I in the shot?
You are dead center in the shot.
Oh, good.
Excellent.
The WOW, the big WOW, comic convention.
Yes.
Big WOW. This is, wow. Day one.
Day one, San Jose Convention Center.
Because we did not go to BayCon, we went to Big WOW.
This is, actually for a comic book convention, it's pretty impressive.
Instead of BayCon. BayCon didn't have anything really this year. I don't even think the stories are... No, I don't think any of us are going. There may be, who knows, a cameo in the lobby, but we won't go.
Yeah, I just, you know, I got tired of paying $80
maybe next
for a dealer's room that's about the size of 3 apartment rooms stuck together, and panels run by people who look like they're puzzled as to what they're supposed to be talking about.
Many of them are.
Speaking to a room of about like 4 really bored teenagers.
No, there were more than that, but
it's not worth $80 is what I'm saying.
But wow, well, the first time I went there, the stories led the last panel of the evening because there was no one there that wanted to lead the Ghost Hunters panel. So Brian's stories all do it.
Yeah.
They're all okay. We know who you are. Go ahead.
Yep.
So we've got lots of autograph things.
Yeah, actually we ran into a lot. I had no idea there were going to be so many... Just figure there's going to be artists, but film people too.
Crazy hippie dude.
He's
a classic, like horror and softcore guy director.
Yeah, you're looking at Johnny Legend.
Johnny Legend.
Who looks kind of like if Rob Zombie manages to live to the age of 80, he's probably going to look like Johnny Legend.
Johnny Legend.
And this guy is a legend. He's worked with anybody in the cult field for the last like 40 years. Tarantino, he's been in a bunch of other stuff.
And inspired everybody.
And he sells, I guess they'd be sort of like gray market copies of his earlier movies. So we picked up a few of those.
But, yeah.
You just get the sense if you gave that guy a flask of whiskey and, you know, a plate of chips or something, he would probably talk your ear off with just awesome stories from, you know, the good old days of the grindhouse circuit. So that was cool. And,
we're not going to show Dan's present.
No.
What's in here? Yeah, we found the hemp ladies and yeah.
Now this is cool.
This is funny. This Rotozuki guy,
Toshio Maeda, I believe his name is. Guy who created La Blue Girl and Uratsusugadoji.
There's all these elements of a twisted Japanese manga, invented hentai.
If you saw hentai in the 80s, like back before there was such a thing as the anime scene, it was like that video cassette that people would talk about, like in, you know, at the lunch break. Did you see that one with the tentacles? that was the guy who kind of invented that, and he was there, and he was. Yeah, I'm not sure what we were expecting, but he was incredibly polite. He was wearing this awesome yellow kimono. He had an assistant next to him. It was like a, you know, very cordial business meeting. He was, you know, he stood up, he's shaking our hands, just, you know, very, not very chatty, but very nice.
Yeah, and the Czar of Noir,
yes,
John Stanley, the Creature Features guy, was there too.
Yeah, which if you were from the Bay Area in the 80s, you probably remember Creature Features.
Because if you were late at night and there was nothing else on, it was 44.
If you couldn't sleep, it was like 2 in the morning, and you wanted to watch, you know, Revenge of the Creature of the Black Lagoon. That was probably the show that was showing it. And he was cool. He talked to us for a good 15 minutes. You know, just sort of hawking his wares. I bought a DVD from him and got his book.
Where did I put my book? Oh, it's over there.
It's over there somewhere.
But yeah, the Japanese hentai. It was funny about him is that in the 80s, our friend Tim got a hold of one of his videos from the video store, but it was in the kids section, and it was not a kids movie. It was called Demon Womb: Legend of the Overfiend in English.
Which was part 2.
Part 2. Legend of the Overfiend, and it was about demons having coitus with women. Yeah, tentacles, with their tentacles.
It spared no detail. Although apparently
not a kid movie.
The thing is, apparently the U.S. version is cut.
Yeah, there's stuff cut out.
If you see the original Japanese one, which I did back in the day,
we were incidentally teenagers when we saw that.
It was if you were used to cartoons being Bambi, you know, and
Disney movies,
and Disney
Little
Afternoon,
Mermaid.
it was very eye-opening.
Hey, wait a minute! This isn't Little Mermaid. Oh my God! What are they doing?
But yeah, so there was that guy, and he was very nice, as I said.
But there is a thing called black.
Black Sad.
It's about a black cat, noir cat.
Yes.
What was it? Tabby tuxedo.
Very popular in Europe, and it's just sort of making
French Italian guy.
Yeah, well, he's
what's his name?
Spanish, and then he moved to France, I guess. Worked for Disney.
On Aladdin. On
Tarzan. He was one of the character animators he worked on. He mentioned Atlantis. Jungle Book 2, which he sort of laughed when he
Hercules.
Hercules. I noticed he didn't talk much about those, but...
what was his name again?
You know, I don't... Actually, I've never read the books. I have heard about them. They just fell on my radar about a month ago, and I thought, oh, well, he's going to be at this con. I'll go buy his books and maybe talk to him. Turns out he doesn't have a booth there, but there is somebody selling the books.
So there's a guy named Juanjo Guarnido.
I'm probably mangling.
Juanjo Garnido.
Seemed like a really nice guy.
And hairy guy.
Apparently, when he showed up, they didn't tell him that he was running a panel on his comics, so he walked in the room looking sort of like, okay, and just sort of sat down and said, they didn't tell me, so I guess we'll just start talking.
But we also saw Kevin Nolan, who was...
Oh yeah, Kevin Nolan.
Who was a Marvel artist from Marvel.
If you read any Marvel in the 80s or 90s...
He did Superman vs. Alien for DC, remember that one? He did Doctor Strange a little bit.
Yeah, Doctor Strange is the one that I'm more familiar with. But very good artist, and just seemed like a real nice, down-to-earth guy.
There was one weirdo that had a flute sitting in front of us. That was funny.
Oh, the guy kept dropping his flute on my foot. I don't know. Maybe that was like some weird come on or something.
You're in the bathroom later, no?
Not my type. But yeah, the Black Sad guy, I've been looking to get a hold of this, but the only copies that we could find for sale in the dealer's room were the European, so they were in, looked like Spanish language, and they were $50 a piece.
Spanish and French.
Yeah, so I'm thinking I might just break down and buy the Dark Horse reprints.
Later on.
But I won't have them in time to get them signed, but oh well, next time.
I thought you had already read them.
No, I only found out about them like a month ago.
Oh, wow.
I mean, they've been around for a while, and it's just sort of oversight on my part that I didn't know about them. But
black noir.
Yeah,
black cat
it's
noir.
So the entire premise is like a sort of 40s-ish noir.
It's dark though. It's not.
Yeah,
funny.
it's serious, and all of the characters are anthropomorphic cats and weasels and hippos and cats chewing.
No. Anyway.
So yeah. Anyway, speaking of black cats, that's the main character of this Black Sad series.
He's
which,
like a gumshoe detective cat.
Yeah, and I had sort of assumed that in Europe, there was no, this wouldn't raise any eyebrows, but he was saying before they published this thing, they had a really hard time getting anybody to take them seriously. Because, well, you can publish any kind of subject matter in Europe. Apparently they had the same bias over there that said that an animal character like a talking cat must be for kids. He said, so he got turned down a lot of places, and after the book
all
came
they wanted
out,
was cowboy movies.
Yeah, well, apparently westerns are huge in France.
Western? Who knew?
They sort of keep that genre alive more than we do, which is interesting. But yeah, he said after the book came out and it was this huge hit over in Europe, then suddenly everybody was publishing these sort of imitations of Black Sad.
No.
But, yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting a hold of that. Didn't get it today. But did get a lot of DVDs. Bought some from Johnny Legend, including Teenage Cruisers and
classic, one of the
classic
first
and
introductions to booby movies.
And you got the complete weird cartoons, which includes some that they don't show on TV anymore, for obvious reasons. I got some horror movies, and yeah, then we
Cruisers.
It's
those of you out there on the net, you remember this one?
It's kind of like a raunchier American Graffiti.
Yeah.
So then we ran into, and I didn't know this guy was going to be here either. The horror host guy, and he has interviewed just about everybody under the sun at some point or another. If you remember his old TV show, you know, he would just get somebody like Leonard Nimoy to show up and interview him. John Stanley, guy's name.
John Stanley.
Really nice guy.
This is very back chatty. This is back when we remember him, actually. When he had gray hair and he was...
Well, I knew he had directed some movies, and so I was able to get a
now he's
DVD
all white-haired and older and...
Yeah, same guy, though. I mean, you look at him, it's the same guy.
What's weird is, like, when we walked up to him, he called him by name.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Odd. Hello, Jonathan.
I'm pretty sure I've never met him before. He probably heard you say it.
Maybe that was it.
Maybe, but he just rushed right up to us and said, "Hey," and
actually said your name.
Well, maybe he's supernatural.
Supernatural. Maybe he knows you are possessed of the demons coming through you. Ah,
tentacle demon.
Oh, and I don't know.
Yeah, he was really cool, and he just...
Maybe you hadn't met him before.
Chatted with us for a while, bought his book, got it inscribed. He signed my DVD, personally, to me. So that's cool. Because he had made this cult movie about a vampire in San Francisco in the 70s at a horror convention.
I'll buy that tomorrow.
And that's just too awesome not to get.
I gotta get that tomorrow if it's still there.
He'll probably still have a few copies. But yeah, and so we were there for pretty much the whole day, and there's still stuff I haven't really looked at yet. Although I think I've sort of spent myself up to my limit.
You're spent.
And the thing is, I barely bought any comic books. I got a couple, but for the most part, I was buying movie stuff.
Including a lady selling a Doctor Who as cats thing, which was totally awesome.
You got your postcard in there?
Dr. Mew. Shout out to Dr. Mew's website there. All right, and Dan's present. Yeah, the hemp people were there, and
hope you have a sense of humor.
They thought that we were like really in the scene because we were.
Well, that's because we were talking to them. So
but we weren't. We don't do that.
Yeah, we know people that do. You know, they were going on about like, hey, and I didn't have the heart to tell them. I've never actually tried marijuana before in my life. I'm such a square.
Only by accident.
Well, okay, Yes concert, there was this fog bank that sort of rolled into us, and I got kind of a contact buzz from that, but that was not on purpose.
Contact buzz in the basement at Tim's house. Jim and I were watching Beavis and Butthead marathon. His cousin was blazing up. It was all over the basement. It was like fog in the basement. Yeah, we all got. Some
of that was the massive 2 liters of Coca-Cola you guys were drinking.
Probably. Oh, this one had some awesome stuff. It had a stormtrooper from the movie version.
There were a bunch of stormtroopers from the fully functional Darth Vader.
Darth Vader
like
with
the breathing mask.
Yeah. Some karate martial arts school was
there was a taekwondo thing going on at the same time. They were sort of
wigged out. And some ninjas.
But,
and mostly kids.
The local chapter of the Ghostbusters.
Yes, the Bay Area Ghostbusters, and they weren't the stories.
These guys had some awesome costumes. And we got some pictures
of them. And they had like update PKA meters.
Yeah, and it was functional. He's like, I need to check your readings. It's all...
Very cool.
And so yeah, and they had their vehicle that was all tricked out. Actually,
it was a Jeep, but
cooler than the one in the movie.
Well, they went retro. With
but so they were there. Oh, and there was a lot of course, the Avengers as we're filming this just came out like a couple of weeks ago. So there was a lot of Avengers.
Yeah, there were Avengers people walking all over. There was even a Wolverine and a Kitty Pryde.
Actually, the Wolverine guy was kind of neat. He didn't really look like Hugh Jackman, but he had the mutton chops all the way down here.
And he had like these claws.
His claws didn't look very dangerous, but then I guess he would be arrested otherwise.
I would have made him out of cardboard. Would have been all. They look dangerous, but they're just cardboard.
Yeah. So yeah, there weren't as many cosplayers as you would expect at like BayCon or a pure sci-fi con, but. There was lots of stuff to look at. I mean, we were there the whole time, didn't run out of stuff to do.
See what's going on next year. I was kind of in half Clint Cowpoke, half Silly Kelly. So.
A little bit.
But I wasn't in character very much.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to be up next tomorrow. It's warm there, so I'm not going to dress up.
So yeah, I brought my jacket.
I'm not going to dress up in a Star Trek outfit.
Yeah, you'd be roasting. I thought it was going to be all cold and AC'd in this big hall, but with that many people, I always forget that at a con, everybody's radiating like heat and
not only body
baking,
heat, but BO.
A little of that. Actually, not as bad as you would expect at a convention.
Yeah, the toy show was pretty bad.
The toy show was funky.
There was that crazy wrestler guy was there.
Oh, the Hulk Hogan guy.
It was funny when he sat his crap down on that guy's bench.
He like set up.
Get that off there! Get that off my merchandise right now!
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But yeah, I mean, the thing is, it was like funny, but you kind of felt a little bad laughing just because the guy was clearly maybe
not all there,
not entirely functional.
And he's on our.
I mean, he seemed amiable enough, but so. Oh, is this your?
You can't see all of this, but probably can't see it. But here's this person. Here is one of the artists. She drew herself basically as an animation character, which is cool.
The series is called Zombie Killers, apparently. Gotta love the name. There's a lot of zombie stuff. I guess zombies are still trendy. And I had been joking with this lady about pirates. Like she was like,
zombies.
Well, first it was pirates, now it's zombies, and it's going to be something else. And I said, pirate zombies. Nobody's done that. I was wrong because
there was a table with
pirate zombie artwork up the wazoo.
This year especially.
Got a lot of compliments on my shirt. Apparently there's still some Chip and Dale fans out there.
Chip and Dale. Which is not named after Chippendales. Which is interesting.
No, they're named after the furniture from the...
They're both named after the furniture company. Chippendales Men's Club and Chip and Dale are both named after them.
Yeah, well originally it was a pun, and then the dancers...
took it.
And I think they should combine the concepts. You should be able to go to Disneyland and see the Chip and Dale dancers. Like, you know. Yep. Oh, sounds like somebody just arrived at the front door.
Well, that's the end of this.
That's probably a good stopping point. But yeah, we'll be back for day 2 of Big Wow Comic Convention.
Okay. Chippendales.
Oh my god. Seriously, that's hot.